Alright, what's going on guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Sly Geordie and welcome back to F1 23 Driver Career Mode. It's been nearly a month since our last episode on this, of course, and we're about 2 episodes away from the end of the season, and to be quite honest, probably the end of the series. I have a bunch of F1 games that I want to play after the 2024 season ends, and we're going to end the series around the same time as the real life season ends. And then, here's a nice surprise, F1 2016. We are actually going to be starting a series on that game, and then after that we'll be doing 2017, then 2018, and then we'll see where we are in terms of the timing and how close we are to F1 25. But yeah, I'm pretty much done with F1 23, and obviously taking the Williams to a title fight on the difficulty that I've been playing on F1 23 for ages, and that I believe is perfect. I believe there's nothing left for us to do with F1 23, other than maybe some ranks, I suppose. Yeah, whatever. Other than that, there's literally nothing left to do for F1 23. But if you missed the last episode, it was the Dutch and Singapore Grand Prix. We struggled a little bit in Zandvoort, and that knocked off our 4 race wins in a row. We ended up finishing P7, but we got the fastest lap and the win once more in Singapore, which was really good. And now we just have 4 races to go, which you guys might be already guessing, just 2 more episodes to go. So we've got Suzuka and Texas for this episode, and then the last episode will be Mexico and Brazil. So that will be exciting. So yeah, I am quite excited to get into this. I want to see my helmet again. I ain't seen this in ages. Oh mate, this is awesome. Great helmet. We had so many more options in F1 23 compared to 24. I think we'll do one more video on F1 24 just before F1 25, and it'll be like, you know, the 1 year later sort of thing, but we are never going back to that game. We got some regulations coming in for the car, but we're not going to be doing Season 2. But something to look at is that Mercedes is actually on top of the R&D charts now. So, yeah, that is interesting to say the least. But without further ado, there's no reason to wait.
New parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Alright, skip in advance. Let's go to Suzuka for round 13. So we've not got long to go now until the end of the season, and we are doing pretty well. We've got a pretty decent lead over Max Verstappen in the drivers' standings, and we could be actually winning the championship. We just got to stay consistent from here on out. So in terms of our vehicle parts, you know, we've been messing with these the whole season. We've been on the back foot when it comes to this sort of stuff, because Williams was one of the lower teams until we started bringing in some of the major upgrades in, mainly to do with the powertrain. But yeah, we're going to keep the parts as they are for this episode. There's no real need to change anything right there. We got some new developments completed, but I think all that is actually just protecting them for next year's regulations. We've got like a 24% chance of rain in qualifying, but looks to be a sunny event all over. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into our first practice. We've got race strategy, track acclimatization, and ERS management to do, so let's get to it. Oh man, it's been too long since I played an F1 game on the channel. It's been about a month, but that's because we've been mainly focusing on the Halloween stuff, and I've been relaxing a lot. You know, I haven't done as many videos as I would have liked this month. I'm happy with what I've put out, don't get me wrong. I'm happy with the quality of what I put out this month, but not so much the quantity, you know? But we got Black Ops 6 coming this Friday, so that is definitely something really excited. What's up, Danny? Alright, so I already got the car set up ready in advance, so
about the new parts,
let's go.
And we're happy that they've been integrated into the car okay. With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement, so go and give them a try.
Alright, track acclimatization, let's go! Alright. No, we are so back. So, 4 races to go this season, 2 episodes to go in this series, and then we're going to go and play some retro F1 games on the channel, which will be really, really fun. Oh, it's so weird to be driving the 2023 car again. You know, I've still been playing this game behind the scenes, but I mostly like chill on time trial, and so I usually use the F1 24 preview cars that you got for pre-ordering F1 24. I wonder if they'll do the preview cars again for F1 24. I don't think they will, but if they do, we'll do a video on it, obviously, like we did last year for the F1 24 preview cars. So yeah, so maybe 2 more videos left for F1 24 whenever we go back to that game, you know, which it won't be much. I think I'll reinstall it just to pre-order F1 25, but that's if the beta is any good, you know. If the beta's not good for F1 25, I'm not pre-ordering it, obviously, and then I'll wait a month to get it until all the patches are in. But I think it'll be alright, you know, it's made by the same guys who made this game, you know. Codemasters is split into two teams. One team makes the even-numbered games, the other team makes the odd-numbered games, which includes Breaking Point. So, yeah, I'm definitely cautiously optimistic for F1 25, but, you know, it will have a lot of changes that F1 24 made. So, we'll just see. Like, my issue with F1 24 was the driving. The driving and racing was just awful, and, yeah, no matter how good the modes are, if your racing isn't good in a racing game, then I don't care, you know? Yeah, first official lap around Japan in this second season in our universe, of course. Our first season was the season that we did in F1 24. And like I said, in that first season, it looked like we were really building on to challenge for the championship. And at the beginning of this season, it really didn't feel like that, to be honest. But obviously, with the development of the car as we've gone through the season, especially in the second half of the season, you know, our consistency in the first half has really paid off. And now we're just picking up win after win. And it's feeling really, really good. The car feels amazing. Powertrain is the most powerful on the entire grid, so yeah, it's really good. We'll have to check out the R&D chart just to see if anybody's brought in some upgrades, but obviously we have the regulations coming up. And in our little universe, 2026 is next, so I highly doubt there'll be any more upgrades for these cars.
Okay, DRS zone coming up, get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD.
There you go, first time.
Well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
You know what, we won't have to hear this engineer for the next few months, because it'll be Jeff who will be our engineer going back to the retro F1 games, so that'll be fun. Yeah, car feels really good with this setup, I won't lie. Feels really stable. And this is on the hards, by the way, so imagine how good this will feel on the softs. And then we got Texas after this, which is a track I've been comfortable at for a while now. I remember not being too comfortable with Texas in F1 2019 and 2020, but for some reason with F1 23 I have been very comfortable with it. Even in F1 24 I was quite comfortable with Texas. Still thinking as to what team we're going to be for F1 2016 though, to be honest. There is a team that only existed for like one season, and it was that season. And that's Mana Racing. So they used to be Virgin Media Racing and Marussia. So I'm quite tempted to go with them, to be quite honest with you. So, we'll think about it, because I obviously want to play as Williams as well. I'm going to flashback that. There we go. But yeah, we might be Manor Racing. I've also been thinking about being Mercedes when we go to F1 2016 and replacing Lewis Hamilton, so we go one-on-one with Nico Rosberg. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Part of me really wants to be Williams. And I mean, of course, it's the team I support, but I might put a poll up on Instagram or something and let you guys decide. Set some really good laps on the hards, I won't lie. Very consistent pace. That could have been a faster lap than the other one if I didn't screw that up. I think we'll do another lap. I'm feeling really good on these hards. And we'll be going on the mediums next. Very smooth. Yeah, very consistent laps on the hards here. It feels really, really good. No, I got hit with a bit of dirty air from Piastri there. Yeah, definitely some dirty air going on here. Maybe we could get a bit of a slipstream. I don't think so.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Let's box and start planning race strategy. See what the pit entry's like. Not too bad. Not the worst pit entry we've ever had. I wonder what it's like to do the practice sessions on F1 2016, because that was the first iteration of our current career mode, and it's just kind of evolved ever since. And then had a slight overhaul for F1 24, which unfortunately we didn't get to fully experience, because I really didn't like the racing on that game. But F1 25, these odd-numbered games are usually the same as the year before, with the addition of braking point and a different handling model, so everything that we missed out on for F1 24 we'll get to experience for F1 25. That's my guess anyway, so we should be okay. Right, mediums, let's go. Race strategy. And we'll burn some ERS before we get started on this. I wanted to burn it on this straight, but
Okay, give us some good
unfortunately we didn't get as big of an opportunity as I would have liked. Alright, here we go then. Let's see how the mediums feel. Hamilton went quicker than us. So obviously I did say Mercedes are now the best team in the R&D. Oh, Norris, did I just... I don't know what happened there. I'm going to flashback that. Yeah, as I was saying, Mercedes are the most powerful team on the grid now, according to the R&D chart, although I don't think... Oh my god, what is Norris doing? The fact I've had to fast back that again. What is he doing? Like, in the middle of that corner? Right. We're hitting a little bit, but it is what it is. At least we got no damage. Mediums feel really good through Sector 1 here. An AlphaTauri ahead of us. Yeah, a lot has happened since our last episode. So, Daniel Ricciardo is no longer on the grid. That's the man ahead of us right now. Liam Lawson has finally got a spot on the grid. Franco Colapinto, he's done really good in the Williams, and I'm kind of wanting him in the seat instead of Albon next year, to be quite honest. We'll see how Albon does, but Albon is completely shook by Colapinto, so we'll see what happens there. What's up, WJC Studios? Welcome back. We've got 2 episodes left to go. Hey, I thought you didn't like Marvel. Hey, I just have Marvel pajamas, okay? I still like Spider-Man. I played Spider-Man Miles Morales on the channel. Well, we're definitely way quicker than the AlphaTauri. It's not even close. That AlphaTauri is really bad in the career mode for this game. Oh, Danny Rick, what are you doing? Oh, just get out of my way. So yeah, today, for those who've just joined, we're doing Japan and Texas. And then the last episode is next episode, and that episode will be early next month, pretty much. I still want the main focus to be on Halloween videos, but we've also got Black Ops 6 coming out. What is my hair doing? We've also got Black Ops 6 coming out on Friday, so yeah. I won't be that focused on F1 content, to be quite honest. But we only have one more episode of this anyway. So, yeah. And then we'll be doing F1 2016, starting that at some point next month. The first episode will be recorded and edited. I'll premiere it. And then every episode after the first episode will be live streamed, just like this. So it'll be a totally different experience. Of course, F1 23 and 24 are very similar games. Very similar, like, looking games anyway, for those of you watching. They feel drastically different. But for people watching, they look quite similar. 2016, on the other hand, looks very, very different. So I'm excited to get into that, to be honest. Hamilton's looking really quick on those mediums. We haven't even beaten him yet. These mediums are feeling a little unstable, I will say that though. Definitely not as stable as the hards. Wow, second off of Hamilton. Well, I think I could blame Ricciardo for that, so we'll see what we can do now with 2 laps left, but these mediums are looking a bit worn now. So I don't think we're going to be beating Hamilton's time anytime soon. I forgot about that. Okay, so I had a thought in my head just now of something I planned to do like months ago, or at least like plan months in advance anyway. That we'll do one more season on this, on F123, but like a challenge career sort of thing. Not like F124 mode. But sort of like, you know how the RB19 was like the most dominant F1 car ever? I could put the overall up to about 100 and see how well we do versus Max Verstappen in a 10-race season. And those 10 races being the races that Verstappen won in a row last season. I feel like that could be a pretty cool idea, especially on the lead up to F125. You know, just to give us something to do, you know? There's no way I'm going back to F124 to do any more than a couple of races. Definitely not going back to the career mode. I have like 2 videos maybe planned for F124, and that's a 1 year later video. And if we end up pre-ordering F125, and that all rests on the beta, we'll be doing a video on all the preview cars if they do that again, like they did for this game. We'll see though. It all depends on the beta, you know. I feel like F125 will be good. It's made by the same guys who made this, like I said earlier, so I'm a bit hopeful towards F125, and that's just for it to be a good like racing game, you know. It doesn't need any new modes. Just be better. Just be as good as this, you know. That's what I'm hoping for, anyway. Right, last lap on the mediums, and then we'll be boxing and then moving on to qualifying.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
Right, let's burn off some of this ERS then.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
There's a lot of wear on the mediums, I won't lie, that's quite alarming. Compared to the hards anyway. So, I think that might be the softs non-viable for the race, that's for sure. Who knows though, we do 25% distance, so the races aren't as long. But obviously the races aren't as long, but that still means that the tyre wear is still pretty rough. Like it's made even more rough, and obviously things are sped up like engine wear to compensate for the shorter race distance. Just so the career mode is still balanced. Okay. Yeah, I'm quite confident with that pit entry. So, car feels good. I'm feeling optimistic about it. Mercedes are looking really strong, which is quite funny considering most of this season Mercedes have been absolutely woeful in our career mode. I think they're the only team that has had multiple engine failures, you know? Both drivers have had multiple engine failures. Who knows where Mercedes could have been? Who knows if we'd even be in the title fight if it weren't for Mercedes having so many engine failures, you know? That's certainly something to think about. That's for sure. Yeah, Mercedes are looking really strong for this episode, for this round.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top 3.
And our fastest lap ended up being on the hards because the 2 laps where our mediums were the strongest, other cars got in the way. So we didn't get a good representation of where the medium pace was at, unfortunately. Anyway, time to go to quick practice for the ERS management. Hope 50% chance. Let's go. Okay, so we don't have to do FP3. We can completely skip that and save on engine parts. We might have to put in new engine parts for the next race, which means for the last three rounds of the season, our car is not going to. We're not going to have any spare engine parts to use, as we've used up our grid penalties already. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Right, let's actually have a look at progress history. Yeah, so Mercedes made some big upgrades going into Singapore, so we already knew they were the strongest, actually. Yeah, they just kept making huge upgrades from Spa up until Singapore. So they've really been hammering it in. And it's probably all on durability, to be honest. You know, just to get rid of those engine failures. Aston Martin are looking pretty strong. McLaren have plateaued. I think all the rest of the teams are going to plateau now. So I think that's a really good sign for us personally. All right. Let's pick up those R&D points and start protecting those parts then. Whew. I'm really excited to get into F1 2016, man. I've never played that career mode, but like I've seen how different it is while also being like very similar. And it's going to be really cool to see just how we got here to this career mode and like where we came from, obviously. I know 24 changed the driver career mode a lot, but my team is virtually the same as this anyway. Still, they didn't change anything in F1 24. They might do for next game, who knows. But, yeah, I'm quite curious to see... I'm quite excited and curious to see just how similar and different of the first iteration of the career mode was and where it ended up here. But let's actually have a look at our R&D parts and get some of these parts protected. We've only got one more part to protect there. We actually don't have that many parts to still finish up, so honestly, I'm feeling pretty good. So let's protect that part. Oh no, cancel development. That is... Oh, that's a failed part. That's a failed part, not a protection part. So let's get the heave dampers. Boom, get that adapted. And now we've got the front wing end plates to protect. There you go. All done. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix. Alright, you know the drill. We're getting right out there for a lap.
Checks complete. Everyone be aware, we've got a car leaving the garage.
I think we're still doing the 3 quali sessions thing, aren't we? Like Q1, Q2, Q3. Or is it short qualifying? I don't think it's short qualifying. I think we're doing the full 3 sessions. But yeah, let's look at our parts. The ICE is going to be a bit... Yeah, that's definitely getting replaced for Texas, that's for sure. Gearbox and MGUH as well. So I think we'll still be replacing some parts going into the final race, or the final 2 races. I really want fresh parts as possible for the last few races. You know, we've got a pretty good lead in the championship right now, and I just want to keep that lead to make sure we win the championship in the Williams. I've never done that in a career mode before, so it'd be nice to get that done. winning it with the Williams. And winning it in our first season of driver career mode is pretty neat as well. Our first and only season of driver career mode on F1 23, of course, when the game was actually, you know, the current game. We just played my team all year. Yeah, driver career mode's been pretty fun, but I'm pretty much over this game now, you know. I played too much of it, and I can't just go to F1 24 because it feels too samey, so to stop the risk of burnout for the next game, in the meantime between this game and then playing the next game, we're going to play a bunch of retro F1s, which will be really cool to play, and hopefully I pull decent views on it still. I've waited until the end of the F1 2024 season for a very particular reason, for that reason. So we could maybe get as many views as possible while going on an older F1 game. We'll see. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Alright. First qualifying lap of the session. Funny thing about F1 2016, the servers are still up, which is crazy. No one's playing it, mind you, but the servers are still up, which is really, really cool. And I'm pretty sure people still play F1 2020, we just got really unlucky when we did that video. I don't know though. You know, I haven't played an F1 2020 lobby since before 23 came out. So, maybe people left 2020 for 23. I wouldn't blame them, it's a really good game. Probably the best feeling racing in an F1 game we've ever had. You know, which is why I really didn't mind coming back to it, you know? Anyway, first lap. He won 128.2. That should be enough to get us through to Q2. As usual, we only do one lap in Q1, so let's just skip ahead. Someone beat our lap already. Who is that? George Russell. Yeah, Mercedes are looking strong. Maybe they're looking for a late push towards the end of the season for some sort of dignity after all the mishaps and engine failures they've had. Alright, so that is us through to Q2. And P2 for us, pretty strong. Alexander Albon gets a pretty strong P11, so really good for him. Both Hasses make it through, and Pierre Gasly makes it through, Sonoda as well. Lance Stroll eliminated again. Yeah, but I can't stay for long, just thought I'd say hello in a bit. Hey, what's up, Josh? Both Alfa Romeos are out, and Danny Rick, bottom, so, alongside Ocon. Alright, so no real surprises, to be quite honest. Q2, let's go for it. Alright, let's see what tyres we've got on first. Okay, whatever, let's go for it. We'll go for a flying lap, as we can do that on this game. Couldn't do that on 24. I wonder if we'll be able to do it on 2016, we'll see. I am actually really excited to play that game. I've played quite a bit of it already, to be fair. I've done a bunch of time trials, done some races. It's really fun. I don't have it installed right now though, I'm waiting to finish F1 23, and I also needed space for Black Ops 6, which is again coming out on Friday, so if anybody wants to tune in to watch me play the campaign, that will be on Friday night, UK time. 127.7. It's a very quick lap from us then. That felt really good, to be quite honest. I think that was quicker than Russell as well, so definitely a much better lap than what we did in Q1, that's for sure. So, I think we're now going to skip ahead. That might actually be a good enough lap to put us straight through to Q3, to be quite honest. I'm going to risk it. I felt so good about that lap, I'm going to risk it. Yeah, I think that just put us straight through. Yeah, there you go. And our boy Alex Albon makes it through as well. Let's go. Knocks out Fernando Alonso. Sonoda's done pretty well to get a P13 as well in front of the Haas cars. Gasly's done pretty well there, but yeah, very good lap from us. I felt really good about that one. We've only had to do one lap each, so that really saves on soft tyres. Let's see if we can convert this pace into a pole position. So, yeah, whatever. Let's go for a flying lap, and then we'll do a second lap later on to cement whatever we get. Keep wasting ERS going into the lap. We'll have to think about that, remember that before we do our final lap of the session. Then 29.4 for Albon. That's awful. Compared to our pace, that is like nearly 2 seconds off. I wonder if he's using an old set of softs. Reviewers, what's up, guys? Yeah, we're definitely going to set a quicker time than Albon. That time looked awful from him. Unless there's been some track evolution that has less grip than Q2. I highly doubt it though. .127.8 for Lando. And that is a 127.3, so there's a lot more grip, like 4/10 down. So I don't know what Albon was doing, to be quite honest. That lap from him was awful. He must have been using a scrub set of tyres, surely. Anyway, let's see what everybody else has got. Yeah, Jesus, look how far behind he is. And Perez is the same. Perez has done pretty woeful as well. Harrison's grooving. What's up, bro? Remember me? Not really, to be honest. I remember most people, but I don't remember you. I mean, if you tell me what stream you were on, I'll probably remember. Alright, new set of softs. Let's skip ahead a bit. I changed my name. How do you expect me to remember you when you changed your name? Alright, going out for our final lap of Q3 of qualifying. H-bomb something. Yeah, I don't remember, bro, I'm sorry. I remember most people. You must have only tuned in once or twice. I want to get out of the way for science. There you go. You can go in front of me. Alright. Picked up some marbles on the left tyre. Let's get rid of those. Right, oh god, we're on 67% on the ICE, which is not good at all. So hopefully we do get pole position, so it'll be a bit easier to defend the lead. Because at 70% we're gonna have a much weaker engine than what we should have. And even though we have the most powerful engine on the grid, it ain't gonna mean much when the ICE is that one. I want Sainz to be a lot more in front of me before I start my lap. I don't want anybody getting in the way. Alright, here we go. Final lap of qualifying. Let's see if we can get pole position. Not a good first couple of corners. I think we might have had some track evolution that made the track colder. I'm feeling a bit less grip and we're 4/10 down. So I think the track might have got a lot colder, meaning less grip. That's the only real explanation for this. Russell set a good time, not quicker than mine though. We're not going to set a very good time. Both Mercedes slower than me, that's a good sign. Or it might also be the ICE wear kicking in as well. But I am feeling a bit less grip than usual. I think we've got pole anyway for that first lap. Norris has set a really good lap. Verstappen goes pole. Alright, well, that's the guy we're battling head to head for the championship, so... fine. If I get P2, it's good enough for me.
Okay.
Alright, and to be fair, the tyres collect a lot more marbles in this session, so maybe that played a factor as well. Either way, P2, I will take it. I'll absolutely take a P2.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three.
Alex
today.
Albon beat Sergio Perez. Alright.
Well, that wraps up.
Come on, Albon. Alright. Well, that was a pretty successful qualifying for us. Verstappen is beating us in the rivalry, at least for this particular session. We're still 2 points ahead of him with 3 races to go. But of course, what really matters is who wins the championship at the end of it all. You know? We got a pretty healthy lead over Max right now. Nearly 20 points. So, we just gotta keep that consistency. So, whatever. Let's go into the race.
Welcome along then to the magnificent Suzuka International Circuit, a stone's throw away from Issa Bay in the beautiful Japanese countryside. What surprises lie in wait for us today at the Japanese Grand Prix? A 18 corners make up a lap of the incredible figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit, with 10 to the right and 8 to the left, for a distance of 3.6 miles. Average lap speeds around here are fairly quick. If it stays dry, then expect somewhere in the region of 136 miles per hour. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday.
Ooh, we weren't far
from
off of Verstappen, you know.
Looking
Fair
down the rest of the
play.
grid, we
That's
have
very close. 7,000.
Sainz,
7,000
Hamilton,
between me
Oscar
and
Piastri,
Verstappen. That's crazy.
Leclerc, Albon,
And that's really
Perez,
close.
Fernando
You'd hardly
Alonso,
be able to tell on a
Gasly,
photo. That's how
Tsunoda,
close that is.
Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Russell, Joe,
Russell got a
Bottas,
penalty, okay.
Stroll, Ocon, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid.
All
It's
right.
almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Alongside me to discuss all the action today is Anthony Davidson. Thanks for joining us, Ant. And tell me, you were down in the pit lane earlier. How do you think the track conditions are today?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
I want to see what tyres Max is
Okay,
on.
we've got that relief
I
of
can't see
having
from
points
here.
on the board finally. So let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
Well, let's look at the race director and see what Max is going with. It seems everybody else is going with mediums. I think that's Max on the mediums. Yeah, we got some people on the hards. The Ferraris have gone for the hards. Everybody else has gone for the mediums. So Ferrari are looking to be quicker on the second stint. Funnily enough. Okay. So nobody's using the softs. And that's probably because they'll be the ones that we used in qualifying, so not anyone that we saved, unfortunately. Okay, so we could go mediums to hards, or we could go hards to mediums and be quicker on the second stint, just like Ferrari are going to be. So we could go for it, to be honest. We could honestly go for it, and that's looking pretty quick, like less laps on the mediums. I think we'll go for it. You know what? I'm going to follow Ferrari. Ferrari have done some really good strategies this season. Baku comes to mind in our career mode, where Leclerc pretty much pulled a fast one on everybody and was well ahead, like really far ahead. So I think we're going to go for that. Might be difficult for us to start with, though. Especially to get these tyres warmed up.
Cycles, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
So maybe we just got to hope that Verstappen doesn't get the greatest start, but Verstappen has always been strong at Suzuka. It's one of his best tracks, in my opinion. So, you know, but if we stick close to him, as long as we don't have, like, you know, a DNF or a crash or whatever, should be fine. Yeah, we really need to get these tyres warmed up. These are going to be so cold.
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being.
It's really hard to get the tyres warmed up though, I won't lie. Like, really difficult. Like, I'm really being aggressive and it's hardly warming them up at all. Yeah, we got about 2 degrees onto it. It's not too bad. Yeah, you've really got to be aggressive to warm these up, but you know what? We've done a really good job, I won't lie. It's the first time I've ever really tried to be so aggressive with it. You know, out of fear of crashing. But we've actually got it to pretty good temperature.
Decent parking. Let's try and get a good launch as the lights go out.
All
Keep an eye
right.
on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Okay. Here we go. Pretty good start from Verstappen. Really good start from us as well, though. Verstappen moves to cut us off.
Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power.
Yeah, which means we're wanting to get in front of Verstappen as quickly as possible, or at the very least keep up with him. Because we're definitely going to be on the back foot. He is already pulling on us, to be fair. That's not a good sign at all. Ooh, yellow flags behind. No fatal crashes. We've had no safety cars in the driver career mode, which is very, very strange. There's definitely a difference in AI between career modes, that's for sure. Now, we've used a lot of ERS to try and maybe keep up with Verstappen. We're pulling on him here though. Let's see if we can do something about this. Oh, he's had to defend a bit there. You know what, we've done really well. We had a better exit. And maybe, perhaps, we might be able to make a move on Max here. Nearly side by side going into turn one, which can be really dangerous. We're going around the outside. Oh, and Verstappen is able to come out ahead. Not much space in Japan Sector 1 to make a move, if any space. So there was really nothing we could do about that. Verstappen's really pulling on us in towards the end of Sector 1. In just Sector 1 in general, obviously, he's got more grip, being on the better compound of tyre. And then obviously on the straights, he'll be getting a bit of an advantage as well, because our ICE is worn. So we're on the back foot here, that's for sure. And obviously, in general, the Red Bull is better. Here we go once again. We'll have DRS on the next lap as well. Hamilton makes a move for P3. And DRS now enabled.
Enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Oh, Verstappen shuts the door this time. He's learned. He learned from the second lap. Well, we almost overtook him around the outside because he gave us too much space. And this time he completely shut the door. Definitely struggling on the exit of Sector 1, that's for sure. Did a decent job keeping up, of course. We need to last until lap 7. And then go on to the mediums. Oh, I am struggling. That's for sure. I didn't lose too much time though, to be fair. There aren't many DRS zones. There's like one, but maybe we could catch him on this next part. See if we can have a good exit there, going into the main straight. He had a better one. Not a good sign. But the longer this battle lasts, the more it will swing into our favour, I think. At least with the tyre compounds anyway. I don't know how the ICE is going to go for us, because that only gets worse the longer this goes on as well. We're at 70% now on that. Alright, we saved the RS this lap. Took a bit of grass there, definitely didn't help our corner entry. Did a good job of catching up to Verstappen on that section though. That was a pretty good corner exit, and we could be able to overtake Verstappen here with the DRS. He's still there, but I don't think he has the space. Oh, he's really going for it. Oh, and Verstappen, I mean, I really wanted to play fair and give him the space, so I had to brake on that section, otherwise there would have been some major contact, I think. I don't want to be too aggressive. But yeah, Verstappen, wow. Really aggressive himself in Sector 1. And maybe we should have been aggressive to combat that. Okay, let's try that again, and this time make sure we get the move done. DRS on Verstappen. He's really hugging the inside. And this time, the move is complete. Finally, we managed to overtake Verstappen. But he cost us a lot of time, so we might have to do a little bit of a strategy change. We'll see how this lap goes, but I think he's pitting this lap. Oh, and DRS is off. DRS is off.
Your DRS is unavailable. The rear wing is down, so you can stay out
Oh
on the
no.
fix.
Okay. So we really got to think about this strategy. Do we pit now to cover off Verstappen on those mediums, or do we stick to our current strategy? Without DRS, we're going to be in some major trouble. So you know what? I think I'm going to stick out, because we have clean air right now. So we're going to stay out. Hopefully Verstappen might stay out as well. That'll cost him some more time. He is being pressured by Hamilton. So who knows? But the first pit stops are going to be happening on this lap. So here we go. Yep, there we go. Verstappen is pit. Verstappen has pit. Also Albon's pit before us.
Alexander in the pits.
Good for him. He'll get a nice little undercut on some cars ahead, I bet. We need to make sure this lap is quick, because Verstappen is going to be pretty quick on the hards. Hopefully that DRS problem gets fixed sooner rather than later. Alright, definitely time to get rid of these hards now. Oh, and just about managed to slow the car down in time. Very close. And there's the pit. Make it a good one, boys.
Okay,
Let's go.
That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting.
Alright, Verstappen will be coming up any moment now.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous
There he
driving
is.
as we cross onto the track.
And we chose the right strategy. Our DRS problem has been fixed as well. However, Verstappen's on the softs. Verstappen has chosen to go onto the softs. That means we're going to be in serious trouble. At least for the next couple of laps anyway. Oh no. Or however, Hamilton has managed to keep up with him quite well on those hards, so maybe the softs aren't as good. I know they weren't viable for me, because obviously they would have been a tyre choice on the strategy screen. So we'll just have to see what happens, but I'm really glad we didn't go mediums to hards now, otherwise we would have been in huge trouble. So we'll try and build up a bit of a gap on Verstappen on this straight here with the RS. 73% on the ICE. Sector 1 will be a really good indicator of where the tyres are at.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 6.1 seconds.
Oh yeah, those softs can't be good. Lando's beating Verstappen's fastest lap on the hards. So I think Verstappen's gone with the wrong tyre choice. Perhaps. And we are gaining time through sector 1 there. So yeah, we definitely made the wrong choice, and now all we need to do is make sure we stay ahead. And that is it. Sainz has overtaken Norris. I wonder what's going on with Lando. He just set the fastest lap on the hards, yet he's been overtaken.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
Well, throw that out the window. We've got the fastest lap now. We are definitely the fastest car on track, so let's just keep this going. Yeah, awful strategy from Red Bull there. We definitely would have been in a lot of trouble if Verstappen had just gone with a better tyre choice than the softs, but those are already going off for him, and we're about to kick him out of DRS. We're just getting quicker and quicker. Even with the worn ICE. Which just goes to show how good the setup is as well, to be honest. But what we'll need replacing is MGUH, the ICE, and the gearbox going into the next race.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Oh, took a bit of grass there. That wasn't good, that cost us some time. Yeah, we just got to remain on it. Because this AI keeps up with you. Starting to struggle a bit. Some wears kicking in for the mediums, which is not a good sign. Alright, last lap. We managed to kick Verstappen out of DRS as well, so maybe he'll lose
mate,
P2.
final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
Maybe. Probably not, but we'll see.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
And there we go. Job done.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go. Let's go. Woo!
Oh, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
Let's go.
It wasn't always plain sailing today, but it was a very important win nonetheless. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
Yeah, got another win for us right here on our march towards the championship title. A very good race. Pretty difficult to start off with. Verstappen had a very good strategy for his first stint, I won't lie, and managed to keep us behind quite well, but an absolute howler from Red Bull to put Max onto the softs for the second stint. He wasn't even quick enough on the outlap to get in front of me after my pit stop. You know, that's how bad that was. Hamilton kept up with him on the hard tyre compound. You know, that was just an absolute travesty from Red Bull right there, that's for sure.
For our championship leader today, allowing them to extend the gap between themselves and the rest of the standing.
Well, let's watch the highlights before we move on to Texas. Yeah, that was a pretty decent race. No real drama. But yeah, definitely some coding differences with driver career mode and my team. We've not experienced a single safety car all season. Barely any big mistakes from anyone. I think this is when we nearly overtook him. Lap 5. And look at the placement of Max's car here. Absolutely amazing. And we had to brake on this corner, otherwise we weren't going to make it. Like, Max did really well to keep that move, to keep the position there. It was a really good battle on the first stint. I don't know why they put him on the softs. Absolutely woeful idea from them. And he really hugged on the inside every time, but we managed to get the move done there. Very close to a crash though, I won't lie. Like, he really gave us the minimum amount of space going into that corner. You know, if we... Obviously, it looks like we squeezed Verstappen out, but obviously to make it through that corner, you can only really, like, you're coming out on the outside of that corner there. So Verstappen had the vast majority of the racing line. Like, he proper hugged the racing line, but we managed to place our car perfectly. Like, really good defense from Verstappen there, I won't lie. Like, he's really making us fight for these victories. Even though we are extending the lead over Verstappen in the championship standings every time, we're now, of course, 25 points ahead, I think that is, right? Yeah, 25 points ahead. Meaning, if we win this next... we could actually win the championship by the time we get to Mexico. So, yeah, Verstappen is really... Like, he's got to win the next race. Verstappen has to place in front of me every single time from now on now, and he has to win at least 2 of those races. So Verstappen's got it all against him now. We've pretty much clinched the championship, except not officially. Of course, we could have a DNF and Verstappen could get right back into it, but yeah, it's looking like we have it. Alright. Worn components, yes I know. Time to put in the new ICE, the new MGUH, and the new gearbox. And then everything else, so we'll put in a new turbocharger for the last 2 races, and we'll put in... Oh, that's a new energy store. So we might put in a new energy store for the last 2 races, we'll see. And then we can put on a new MGUK for that one as well. Alright, that's not too bad. Let's pick up those weekly resources. Got a marketing department. The hoodies and jackets sold better than expected and we made a nice profit. The fans really liked it. That's good, that's good. I think that means we can actually go into our driver perk system, right? No, okay. That was just money earned for the team, obviously, so it's whatever. Weekly resources. I don't know when we're getting paid for our driver perks, to be honest. Aerodynamics department. The aero department has freed up some extra resources that they believe will be best used on improving the downforce of the car. From your on-track experience, do you feel that would be a good use of the resources?
Thanks for stepping in and
Yes.
helping handle that.
Absolutely. And we've got an aerodynamics upgrade. Spec 2. Awesome. That's definitely needed for Williams, that's for sure. This is the 2023 Williams, of course. So before we had a balanced car that we have in 24, it was a very low downforce, very draggy car. Right, let's get some of these parts protected then. We have all the parts protected for aero, and I think we have actually all the parts protected. Yeah, I think that's it. There's no parts for us to protect, so we could put more parts in, to be fair. And Red Bull are, to be honest. Red Bull are still putting parts in. Red Bull are now the strongest team on the grid, so maybe it might be worth still upgrading the car somewhat. Let's see what we can do here. So this one could arrive before Brazil, but it doesn't really add much to be worth it. Even this major one doesn't really do much. We could rush it and get it in time for Mexico, though, so you know what, let's go for it. We're not doing a second season, so why not? Why the hell not, you know? Yeah, that might be our final upgrade then. Alright, without further ado, Circuit of the Americas. We could probably clinch the championship here. I think if Max DNFs, this is it. If Max doesn't score any points, this is it. And it's a sprint weekend as well, so there's even more points on offer. So we might actually be able to clinch the championship here. Who knows? Qualifying. Ooh, we got rain in qualifying around Texas. Oh, okay. Okay. That's certainly very different. But yeah, we are 25 points ahead of Max Verstappen in the driver's standings. So, we could actually clinch it this weekend. Since it's a sprint weekend, I did forget about that. But yeah, it could all be done here. Alright, so let's do this practice session. So we've got track acclimatization and the race strategy to do. Then we've got qualifying, then the sprint, then the race. I'm excited, man. We could actually clinch it this episode, which would be crazy. All right. Hey, what's up, dude?
We're going to be logging some
What's up,
extra
Giovanna?
data during this session. Nothing you need to worry about, but as we have some new parts on the car, we'll just confirm they're performing to spec.
Alright. Let's go.
Don't push the car just yet. Track is
Rain
still green.
around
Try to take it
Texas.
easy for the first
That's
couple
unheard
laps.
of. At least in the game, anyway. I don't think I've ever done Texas in the rain. So that might be a bit scary. We'll have to put on some more downforce for qualifying, that's for sure. But this track has really grown on me over the years. It was a track I always struggled on when I first got into the F1 game. But for some reason with this game in particular, onwards, I've gotten a lot better at Texas. And so it's grown on me, and I really like it now. But I think we only did Texas like twice in the My Team career mode, because I just preferred Miami and Las Vegas. Miami I really liked as a track layout. I know a lot of people don't like that track, but I actually really like Miami. In the game, anyway. Anyway, let's burn some of the CRS. We've got some new parts as well on the car. In terms of the engine, and new MGU-H, new ICE, and a new gearbox. Which will definitely make the car a lot quicker. Yeah, very strong chance we could clinch the championship right here. And if not here, definitely Mexico. I don't think it's going to go down to Brazil. I don't think it will go down to the race in Brazil anyway, because Brazil, again, is a sprint weekend. So... we could clinch it here, in this weekend. Alright, first lap of track acclimatization, let's go. How was that green? What do you mean? What did I do wrong there? I didn't feel too slow going into that corner. Oh, very late turn in there. That wasn't good. Oh my god, another really bad turn in there. Jesus. The hards feel quite stable, just there's a little bit of understeer on certain corners.
Programme complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
Right, yeah, the car feels pretty good. Certain corners, not as much braking power as I would like.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
But other than that, like on this section in particular, the car feels pretty good. As long as I don't get caught on the curb too much. Right, let's burn some more of this energy store and then let's do it. The race strategy. And then we've got...
Marginal, box within 2 laps.
I know. And then we got qualifying for the sprint. And then the sprint itself, since this is the old sprint format, is a glorified qualifying for the race. And like I said, like I've been saying, ever since we got to this weekend, very strong chance that we could clinch the championship in either the sprint or the full race, depending on how Max does.
When driving with the pit assist disabled,
why are you telling me about pit lanes?
when entering the pit lane.
This is like my 6th ever season in the game. Come on.
Watch the on-screen prompts that show your target speed and distance to the limiter line.
All right. Okay. Race strategy time. Yeah, so we'll add on some extra downforce in qualifying to compensate for the rain. Otherwise, we're going to have a really hard time making it through the corners.
Okay, we need a few solid laps here to help us calculate a good race strategy.
But only the front downforce, because, you know, Parc Fermé can't really change much other than the front downforce. So let's get a bunch of quick laps in. Tsunoda. Very quick lap on the softs. Three people watching, what's up? We're getting into qualifying after this session. And then we've got the sprint race before the race. So stick around. Right, last race or race strategy. I might only have to do 3 laps of this, but I always do the 5 to make sure the data is as accurate as possible. But it is definitely the most boring part of the video, both for me and the viewers, so I don't know. I think in future we'll only do 3 laps for the race strategy, and then just fingers crossed it still gives us a similar result for the overall data, which it should. I mean, I'm driving the same way. There's only so much commentary I can do when I'm driving alone for 5 laps, you know? Mediums feel really good though, very consistent. We're only just about to hit 20% on them, so they're definitely viable for the race.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
Let's start burning off some of this energy.
Stopping this lap.
And then get ready for quali, where we'll have to add 5 onto the front downforce as it's going to be raining in Texas. Crazy. I can't wait. I will say this. There are definitely different coding for the career modes. At least for this game. I can't really tell you about the other modes, but the big key differences that I can tell are that there are less drama in the races. So I've had no safety cars during this season in the driver career mode. I used to get a decent amount for my team, you know. Almost nearly like every couple of races there was a safety car or a red flag. And there was a big crash or whatever, or someone spinning out to cause one. But in this game that's not the case. However, in my team it was really rare to get weather changes. It was very boring in that aspect for the weather. In this driver career mode, I've only done 1 season. This is my 1 and only season of driver career on F1 23, and big difference. Big surprises in terms of the weather, that's for sure. And I definitely welcome it. I just wish there was a nice balance with both modes as well. I feel like it might be the same with every game. We'll test it next year, because I plan to do both a driver career mode and a my team for F1 25. Assuming the game will be as good as this one. And it is made by the same guys who made this one, so, you know, it won't feel like F1 24, at least in terms of the actual driving itself anyway. But they got a lot of work to do. I don't know how it works, to be honest. They might be building off of the game that they made previously, so maybe they're building off of F1 23, and they'll be adding stuff that 24 had. But if it's not like that, and 25 is just building off of 24's version of the engine, oh, very skeptical. But the beta is going to be a key indicator, because I remember the beta for F1 24 was pretty horrendous, and it wasn't that different from the full release. But that was my very first F1 beta, so I didn't know that it might not have been different at all by the time we got to launch. But man, yeah. I played Beta 1 for F124, and that was a horrendous game. Horrendous beta, and the full game wasn't much better neither, so... Yeah. It was sad. It was quite sad. But that's why I'm going to trust the betas from now on. Like, I'll play beta for F125, and that will be literally the make or break. If I don't enjoy the beta over the weekend that I play it, then, yeah, I will not be purchasing F125, at least not at launch anyway. But I feel good about it, you know. Obviously, you know, F122 wasn't the best game in the world. It was pretty horrendous. It had a lot of the problems that 24 had. Not as bad, mind you, but it still had some pretty major issues. But then 23 was this, and I believe F123, driving-wise, is the best F1 game we've ever had. Like, this game feels incredible. That's why we're back playing it. So, I have high hopes. Well, I have cautious hopes for F125, but they're hopes nonetheless. F126, on the other hand, is made by the same guys for 22 and 24, and that one I'm a lot more skeptical on, that's for sure. I'll be probably playing Beta 1 for that one, to be honest, because I do want to experience the new cars as early as possible, so I'll try and get signed up for Beta 1. Anyway, time to get into qualifying. Let's actually have a look at the R&D tree, because I did see that Red Bull have brought in some upgrades. Ferrari have as well, Aston Martin, and Alpine. Okay. Very surprising considering we've got new regulations coming, but I ain't going to cry about it. We'll see how it changes the standings, that's for sure. Oh my god. Look at that. Yeah, we're definitely making some changes to the downforce. Is that heavy rain or is it inters? I think it's inters. It looks like intermediate conditions for me. Alright. Yeah, it's inters. Okay. Well, let's see how this goes then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. There we go. 5 onto the front downforce. That should negate some of the understeer that we might experience.
Track is wet right now. Feel your way around the conditions before you start pushing the car.
I know. Ooh, got an AlphaTauri going out pretty early as well. Let's see how this goes. My god, it's so weird going around Texas in the wet. Oh my god, the driving style has to be drastically different through this section. It's a lot slower. Oh my god, okay, yeah, I'm really glad I added on some extra downforce now. That corner was definitely a bit of a hassle, that's for sure. Okay, interesting. Oh my god, yeah, really glad we added on some downforce. That could have been catastrophic. Turn your boat. The lack of aerodynamics is going to be our downfall here, so Verstappen might be feeling very, very lucky. That's if he isn't struggling himself, but he's in the Red Bull, which is aerodynamically the best by a country mile in this game. So, regardless of upgrades, I'm pretty sure Red Bull is still on top comfortably in that department, that's for sure. With Adrian Newey, he worked on that car. Right, hot lap on. Turbochargers on its last legs. That'll be replaced for the final episode. There we go. I thought I braked a bit too late then, but it's pretty good. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! That does not feel nice at all. Yeah, this corner. This car absolutely hates this corner. Made it through quite nicely though. Like a little bit earlier. Whew. Whew. 149.3. That feels pretty good. Okay. Should be enough to get us through to Q2. I hope so anyway. I don't really know how to gauge it because I don't think I've ever done Texas in the rain. So I'm not entirely sure, but we got a good time compared to everybody else. So I'm going to take that as a really good sign and skip ahead to Q2. Should be fine, right? I really hope so. Otherwise the sprint's going to be useless if we're knocked out there. Alright. Ooh, Verstappen's not doing very well. We did a lot better than I thought we did. Albon, wow, crashes out of Q1. P19. Now, you may as well not take part in the sprint because you ain't getting nowhere. Alright, Q2. Let's see. May as well do a flying lap with these conditions, to be quite honest. We've only got 3 sets of inters. Christ, 3 sets of inters for 3 sessions. And I think it's going to be intermediates throughout the entire thing. Oh, great. Alright, here we go. Hopefully I can do sector 1 a bit cleaner this time. Even though it didn't really matter too much in Q1 since I was so quick anyway. Jesus. You really feel the weight of the car going through that corner. .149.2 for Max Verstappen. See if we can get close to that. Ooh, 147.3. We are really good in these conditions. Jesus. I mean, I've always been really good on inters in this particular game. But, like, this is a lot better than the rest of the grid.
These unpredictable conditions.
Oh, no shit. It's not as if I've already done an entire qualifying session and 2 laps. But whatever, Mark. Alright, let's skip ahead. Yeah, I think pole position's pretty much all on the cards. We might actually be wrapping up the title in this Grand Prix, to be quite honest. Which makes next episode a really relaxing one, because we've already clinched the championship. Verstappen P3. Carlos Sainz went quicker than us though, so... Oh, and Verstappen's not actually that far from us, so Q3 might be a lot closer than I thought. Alright. Here we go then. Oh, braking system fault. That loses us about 2 minutes, unfortunately. Oh well. Okay.
Okay, here's an update. We've got a leak in the hydraulic system, so it's going to be a few minutes before we can get you back out on track, I'm afraid.
Oh, don't worry, I already skipped it. Okay, let's go. Final lap of quali. Let's see where we're going to be for the race. Or for the sprint, rather. Oh, Verstappen has not done well. That is not what he needs in this championship fight with me. Not what he needs at all. Let's make sure we can put together a really good lap then. Get this championship safe and secured. It might be because of how fast we are through Sector 1. See, this is why I put the extra downforce on the front. Too slow through that final corner for my liking, but other than that, very good lap. 145.7. Always going for the 0.7s there, but getting quicker and quicker. And that is P1. And I think we've clinched it. I don't think anybody's beating that time. Skip ahead, see what happens. Verstappen's doing another lap, so we might well beat it just yet. Nope. We have pole position. Verstappen P7, that's not what he needs at all.
Russell and Charles Leclerc. With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
We are definitely clinching that championship. Look at that, 25 points ahead, and we're well ahead of him for the sprint race, so it's only going to get worse for him. If we win the sprint and then win the full race, that's it. That's it. We won't even need to do the final 2 races. It will have already been secured. We'll see though. We'll see. practice 2, literally pointless. Like, I really didn't like the old sprint format in the games. It was so pointless. Okay. I don't care, to be quite honest. Let's move on. Let's get right into the race. Sprint 5 laps. Okay. Only 5 laps. Okay, that's pretty good then. Especially since we're starting on pole. I think we can easily keep that lead. Just got to remember to put the downforce back to where it was. Otherwise that would be a bit of an issue.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint.
Man, so awkward. The sprint like intros.
Session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. And
yeah, we know how it's looking.
The big
Let's
question
just get into it.
Is how does that translate on race day? Can they hold on to that lead? And of course, it's looking very close here today. A lot is going to be riding on those first few corners. And then the question becomes, who can manage their tyres so they're in a good position to push hard towards the end?
It's gonna be me.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going.
Alright. Let's change that car setup back. And let's go.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Alright. Should be really easy to warm the tyres up, to be honest. Compared to the hards from the last race, anyway. Right, let's go through all the gears.
No threat of rain for the time being, conditions look good.
Why are these softs not warming up at all? Why is it so hard to warm these up compared to the hards? What on earth is going on? Well, I managed to get the fronts warmed up. The rears are looking a bit cold though.
Okay, good parking there, mate. Now we need to make sure we get a great launch as the race starts.
5 laps,
Okay, so
sprint
that's the
race,
rest of the grid
let's
forming
go.
up now. Be patient and watch for those lights.
Oh, really good start from Carlos Sainz, and he might go right up to second. That's an awful start from George Russell. Oh my god, all the way down to P5. And a really good start from us. We've got the 2 Ferraris chasing us. That's quite ironic, considering what happened in the race in real life this past week with the 2 Ferraris taking 1-2. So that's certainly very interesting. And they're keeping up quite well. We might have a bit of trouble here. Verstappen seems to be in P6, I think. So I think he gained a position.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
You know what? Ferraris are doing a really good job keeping up. I'll give them that. Yeah, Sainz had the perfect start. P5 to P2 for him. Russell, God knows what happened to him. Awful start.
charges on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum.
Alright. 67% on the turbocharger. So we're going to have a pretty weak one for the race. But we'll be starting on pole position if our current situation is anything to go by. As long as Sainz doesn't overtake us. But he is doing a really good job at keeping up.
Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
Here comes Sainz, looking to make a move. Going into turn 1 on the final lap. And my TV's going on standby. What the fuck? Oh my god. It didn't register it. It actually didn't. Oh, fuck's sake. That takes a bit of momentum out of the moment. Mate, if I've just lost the lead because of that. Awful. Always seems to do it when I'm, you know, doing something. We've got a bunch of VRS to work with though, so... Oh my god, my TV has screwed me! VRS on. Oh my god, go! That Ferrari is quick. It's been quick for the majority of the season. It's just in the second half they've dropped off a bit, so they have surprised me. We're diving it. Oh, we've kept that clean though. We kept that really clean. Just managed to reclaim it. Oh my god, that was kind of scary. I pressed the button on the TV and it just didn't do anything. Ferrari nearly took the win from me and he's keeping up with me the whole time. Tyre wear is pretty high on the softs as well. So they're not viable for the race. Well, it might be actually. That's like half the race distance, isn't it?
Race win in a row. Fantastic job.
I've done it before. I did 4 race wins in a row at one point, man. I don't like this engineer. I really don't. I think I've made it clear over the past couple of years. We'll have a new one for, well, new one for like F1 when we go back to F1 2016 and that. So we won't have to hear this engineer for a while.
This result has had on the drivers' standings. Our current championship leader dominated the track, secured a win, and further increased their advantage.
30 points ahead now.
We'll be live with all the action. And until then, goodbye.
30 points ahead. And I think if we reach like... I think it's like 50 something with 2 races to go. It's over. So, yeah, depending on where Max places for this final race, for this race, anyway, we could clinch the title mathematically. I think we're going to clinch it in Mexico, to be realistic. But, yeah, who knows? Yeah, let's watch these highlights. Yeah, Sainz did a really good job keeping up. He nearly won that race, to be fair. But look at how quickly they go through the S's. Crazy. It's so cool to watch your own gameplay from a trackside cam. Luckily, we've done a really good job saving up on ERS. Look at this dive. Down the inside. No contact made whatsoever. Perfect move. He really stuck with me though. I think if he'd have if there were one more lap, we wouldn't have gotten that win. To be honest. Just one more lap, that would have been it. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling the softs for the full race, to be quite honest with you. We'll see, though. We'll see. Yeah, I think we might go soft to mediums, something like that. I don't think we'll need the hards, to be quite honest with you. Anyway, 14 laps of Kota coming up right now. I'm going to go for a quick toilet break, but you guys can watch the race intro while that happens. So, be back in a sec.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself, 14 miles southeast of the city centre, has been home to the US Grand Prix since 2012, the latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, where 20 corners and speeds of up to 200 miles per hour await us on this magnificent racetrack. It's 60% full throttle with plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the two DRS zones into turn 1 and the long back straight into turn 12. What a race we have in store today. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. And the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Ocon, Bottas, Ricciardo, Albon, Zhou, and Yuki Tsunoda. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And a warm welcome to Natalie Pinkham, who's beside me in the commentary box today. The last few races have been a bit rough for them, unable to get a clean run. That's got to have some effect on their confidence, surely.
Certainly confidence is an important factor, and every time you're involved in an accident, it's not just the car you damage, but that confidence as well. But all the top racing drivers are able to tune that out when the race gets underway and focus on the job at hand.
OK, mate, we're still in with a strong chance of winning the Constructors' title, which means so much to everybody here in this team. So let's make it happen in these last 3 races.
Alright, here we are. Let's have a look. Has anyone had any engine penalties? Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it at all, to be honest. Okay, race strategy. Looks like the engineers are feeling the softs as well after that sprint race. I would rather have the softs on the first stint though, to be honest. Softs to mediums, and that's only like a 1,000th difference if we swap them anyway. 7 laps on the softs doesn't seem very healthy, however, so it might be a good option to do an extra lap on the mediums, sure, but 1 less lap on the softs. I'm not too sure. I mean, obviously it'll make the mediums a little slower if we have to do it on an extra lap. However, it'll make the softs quicker because, you know, we'll definitely struggle on a 7th lap for the softs. We'll see. We'll see how the race goes. Maybe I'll end up doing 7 laps on it anyway. But doing 6 laps on the softs, 8 laps on the mediums seems to be the better option. So, yeah. If we do well enough on this event, we might actually be able to win the championship with, you know, 2 races to spare. If not, Mexico is pretty much guaranteed, I think. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go.
Okay, so let's
a lot of other people are going mediums to softs, I bet.
The engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs.
I just think that's the wrong option. I think going for the mediums would be the wrong option. What's Max doing? I can't really see, to be honest. I think everybody's doing mediums. I think everybody apart from me is going mediums. So they'll be going mediums to softs. For sure. That's crazy. Much sunnier weather this time though, so it might be a lot easier to warm the tyres up. Yeah, I just think doing mediums for the first stint is the wrong choice. I mean, if all the AI's doing it, maybe I'm just delusional, but I don't know, man. I just don't really feel like finishing the race on the soft tyres when they reach like 30% in 5 laps, you know? And doing an extra 2 laps on them, I'm not feeling it. I don't feel like that's a good idea. You really have to be so aggressive with it to warm up the tyres, man. Okay. Yeah, it definitely was cold weather on the sprint. That's why we couldn't warm up the softs very well. It's been a lot easier this time. Alright. So depending on how Verstappen does, if we win the race, we could clinch the championship right here.
Decent parking. Let's try and get a good launch as the lights go out.
Here we go.
Keep an eye on the
Hopefully
lights.
my strategy was good as well.
Will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Okay. Verstappen's in P6. Sainz is right next to us. Let's go. Pretty good start from us. Not the greatest start from Sainz. It was a decent start from Piastri. Verstappen's jumped up to P5, so Russell's had Another bad start. I think Verstappen's fighting with... I don't know. I don't think Verstappen's fighting with anyone. Leclerc's fighting with Piastri though. So maybe Verstappen will be able to take advantage of that. We're once again dealing with Sainz. Quite poetic. Sainz has been a pretty good competitor against us in both career modes. So he's not a stranger, at least to me anyway. Yeah, I don't want to use too much ERS, so we're definitely going to save it from here on out. And we'll just see how the softs do in these laps. But I think I'm definitely going to want to pit on lap 6, 1 lap earlier than everyone else, if they're on mediums, because they'll be making up a lot of time on fresh softs. So yeah, that's definitely something that I want to take into the equation. For people watching, what's up? Verstappen P5, keep an eye on that. He's our championship rival. We are, well, I would have said 25 points ahead, but we gained a few more points. I don't know how far ahead we are now, but we're definitely further ahead. So it's to the point, if Verstappen doesn't score enough points, if we win, then it's over. And we'll have won the championship. If we're not winning it here, we're definitely winning it at Mexico. I don't think it will take until Brazil, the final round, to finish the championship, to clinch it. I don't think it will take that long.
Okay, DRS will be enabled at this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
DRS enabled for Sainz now. I don't know how close Leclerc is. I don't think he'll get DRS. Yeah, I'm not really having to use much ERS. Sainz isn't doing as well as he did in the sprint and catching up. Oh god. Well, me and my big mouth. As soon as I start feeling comfortable, fuel mix is now locked at lean. I don't think I've ever had that happen to me. I think there's a lot more car failures in driver career than there is my team as well. There are some differences in the coding, that's for sure. Oh, we've now gone back up to standard. That was an issue that didn't last long. Well.
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
Sainz is looking for an outside move. I don't think we've got the space for that, to be honest. I mean, I knew he was really going for that space, so I gave him enough to get the car through, but I was expecting him to go down the inside. Yeah, he's not doing much with that DRS. It's not nearly as powerful in this game as it is in F1 24. Not that that's a bad thing. F1 24 was really bad for it. What is really bad, it is the current game. As much as I like to pretend it really isn't. God, that game's awful. How's the tyre wear doing? Yeah, pretty bad. Already at 20% on lap 4. That's why I think these guys doing the rest of the race with soft tyres is such a bad decision, man. Here comes Carlos Sainz down the inside. Ooh, he places the car really well there to defend against me then.
Try to stay with them. They might make a mistake and we could still regain the position.
I was looking to go around the outside, but... Yeah, I definitely got hit with some dirty air there and the tyre wear's kicking in. Very audacious. A little bit of contact was made there, but not too much. Let's get a replay of that. I don't even know what made contact, to be honest. There was a little bit of contact, not much though. Yeah, just a bit of a wheel bang, to be honest. Let's get a nice view of Leclerc here. On Leclerc's onboard, yeah. I think that was just the front wheels clashing. Maybe a little bit into his side, but it really not much at all. I really slowed the car down to make sure if we did hit, there wasn't going to be much of a huge collision, like any damage.
Okay, we want you to pit this lap, so push now, push.
Right, we're pitting this lap. Let's go. I mean, look at that tyre wear. Like, would I really want to go another lap or not? It feels alright, but Sainz is easily keeping up with me, which is all the indication I need. I mean, look, he's gaining so much speed, so... All these guys have made the wrong choice wasting the mediums on the first stint. How's the turbocharger doing? 70%, oh god. Yep, these softs definitely gone off. I don't know what they're thinking going on the second stint in the softs. Bit of an AI blunder there, but that works to our advantage. Here we go.
Okay, let's go now. Come on.
Good stop.
Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
It's a very good stop, that was. Just make sure this is a very quick lap then. Albon's recovered up to P16. Oh god, he's been awful for us this season. I mean, he has picked up 15 points, to be fair to him, but with the upgrades that we have on the car and how close our car is to the rest of the grid, we should be doing better, especially with the 91 overall that he has.
Alexander's coming in for his stop now.
Verstappen on the hards. Yeah, they are definitely regretting it now. Leclerc on the softs. Verstappen definitely knows the softs aren't viable, so he's gone onto the hards. But they've all made the wrong strategy choice. Medium should have been second stint guaranteed.
Behind you's just come in for the hard tyres. Car behind, running hard tyres.
Now let's cut past Joe. Easy pass. I reckon I should have got DRS
That
then.
was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
Signs on the hards as well. We pretty much have this win guaranteed. One of our easier wins, and just purely on strategy. We've gained 4 seconds from that. knows though, maybe Leclerc will be really quick on those softs and actually catch up. I mean, he's 3.5 seconds away. Considering Sainz has been the better driver between him and Leclerc all weekend, Ferrari have done him really dirty there, to be honest. Putting him on the last stint and not prioritising him. Verstappen's recovered up to P4. Maybe he'll be able to salvage a podium as well. He is pretty close to Sainz. There's a big train actually. So Sainz on the hards has managed to give Leclerc some breathing room. But I don't think he's trying to do that. I think he's just slower than Leclerc because of the tyre compound choice. But Leclerc is definitely gaining on there. But within a couple of laps, he won't be gaining much because, again, those softs go off quite quickly. Hence why I didn't copy everybody else and go mediums first. Because the sprint is a very good indicator of how good a tyre is.
5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps of fuel left.
So you can actually take my statement earlier saying if you qualify outside the top 10, the sprint is nearly useless, because you can actually use the sprint race for information on how well the tyres would do in the race, as in information on how well the softs would do in the race. Hence why I knew they wouldn't do well for the second stint. And I'm already gaining time on Leclerc again, so that just goes to show how weak the softs are on this track. Let's look at these parts. 72% on the turbocharger. Yeah, a bunch of these parts are getting replaced for the last episode, so yeah, we're just going to be able to keep these great performances up.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. The turbocharger's on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum.
I wonder how Verstappen hasn't managed to overtake Sainz yet. Because Sainz doesn't have DRS, Verstappen does. So I wonder how he's not done it yet. He needs to, if he wants to stick in this championship battle. I think he's done enough being in P4, but we won't know until we cross the line whether we've won the championship or not. And even if we don't win it here, it's definitely going to be Mexico. We not only have one hand on the title, we basically have 1.5 hands on the title at this point. It's pretty much guaranteed.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Oops. Went pretty hard over that curb then. Yeah, just an absolute blunder from everybody else in the race in terms of tyre strategy. Completely wasting the mediums for the first stint, when they really should have been using it for the second stint. Ooh, some battle going on between a Red Bull and McLaren on the map there. Right. No moves from Verstappen just yet. He has caught up to Sainz a little bit. So if he's going to make a move, it's going to have to be on this last lap.
Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap.
Nope, it doesn't look like he's making a move.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Oh, he did it! He went for it. He's still battling Verstappen. That is a very, very important pass from him. Oh my god, I think he's clinched it as well. Let's get a replay. Let's get a replay of that. Max Verstappen makes a really important pass on Carlos Sainz there, and I think that might just be enough to keep him in the championship going into these last 2 races. By a fingertip. We're going to come across the line to get yet another win this season. Pretty commanding victory. There we go.
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic.
Whew.
Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
And judging from the team radio, that wasn't enough to secure the championship. Just yet, anyway. But it's got to be Mexico.
Well, it might not have been the finest race in history, but there's no question it was a critical win.
Let's go.
So, Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
Well, confidence breeds confidence. Success breeds success. They are very much enjoying a purple patch right now.
The faces on our top 3 look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all.
Whew. Well, I think Verstappen kept himself in the championship with a pretty strong race today, or a bit of a recovery drive from him. But once again, another commanding victory from us. Going into the last couple of races of the season, it's all to play for in Mexico. It looks to be the race where we could secure the championship. I think it's a very bit of a long shot that Verstappen manages to stay in it, but if he scores more points than us in Mexico, I think that keeps him in contention for Brazil.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Our championship leader not only managed to hold on to the top spot, but managed to further extend their lead.
Yeah, look at that. 41 points ahead of Verstappen, so I think about 10 more points, that's it.
Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top.
We've extended our lead on Mercedes in the Constructors, which is a good sign as well.
I can't wait to see what's next.
We've gotten 269 of those 284 points. Crazy. That was really good from us. Is there any point watching the highlights? We'll do it anyway. Why not? Won't be much of a highlight. I think Sainz overtook us at one point. Did he? Or not? I don't know. But let's watch it anyway. Oh yeah, Sainz did overtake us into turn one. It's a pretty neat pass from him as well. Nice defence on the exit to keep us from immediately reclaiming it. That is so satisfying. I can't lie. That particular camera angle, even though it lasts like a second. I could have dove down the inside there, to be fair, but I wanted a bit of a... To be honest, I wanted to dive bomb at a different corner instead of that one, as I hadn't done it on this one just yet, but look at that. Yeah, a little bit of contact, but hardly any. Lap 8, this will be our overtake on Guan Yu Zhou. Not an important overtake, mind you. It doesn't affect our position either way, since Joe hadn't pit yet, but it's a nice replay regardless. Nice simple overtake as well. Yeah, and there's the difference in the tyres. Fresh mediums versus old. And there's the win. Yeah, really dominating the season at this point. So, that's it. How long was that episode? That felt like a really chill episode, to be honest. Nearly 3 hours. So there you go. 2 races remaining on the rivalry. Which means, yeah, that literally ends the season. Nearly. Whew. Well, not nearly, it will. The rivalry will end at the end of the season. Both in the championship standings and this thing.
We should consider investing more in chassis upgrades and swapping out engine components when they're on the last legs to reduce.
Oh yeah, we had a bit of a fuel mix issue that lasted like a sector. Literally so pointless. Oh, alright guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of F1 23 Career Mode. If you guys liked it, be sure to hit that like button as hard as you possibly can. Look at the 2 Ferraris level on points. Verstappen is lagging further and further behind in the championship standings, so we might just be able to clinch the championship at Mexico. We'll see though, but either way it will be next episode, either at Mexico or the Brazil sprint. I really don't think it will take us up until the full race for it to get that way. But yeah, next episode will be the final episode and our final episode of career mode ever on F1 23. There will be no reason for me to ever come back to it. Definitely not our last video on F1 23 ever. I'm going to revisit this game every year at the very least, because this was amazing. Great game. That's the reason we came back to it after F1 24's failure. So yeah, but the next episode, the final episode, will be sometime at the beginning of November, so a couple of weeks from now. And until then, yeah, just be sure to tune into my Halloween videos. We've got Call of Duty Black Ops 6 coming out on October 25th, this Friday, so our focus is mainly going to go towards that. But then we'll also be playing F1 2016 midway through November, pretty much as soon as we finish F1 23, as soon as we finish this season. So we'll be moving on to the 2016 games. So yeah, guys, cheers for watching. Be sure to hit that like button as hard as possibly can, comment, share and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until next time, peace.